It's Friday night, February 9th. We have a tradition. We used to have cocktails on the flybridge. Unfortunately, the flybridge is
900 miles away.
900 miles away, so we're going to have cocktails in our room here. I just wanted to do a little bit of an update. I felt like I haven't posted anything for a couple weeks. If you follow what we're doing, you know why, but I feel a little bit of an obligation. I really appreciate the people who have followed it and subscribed. I don't get anything out of it, and I don't intend to. I don't ever intend to monetize my YouTube channel, because then they put in commercials. I don't do it for that reason. We're still in Pennsylvania. The boat's still in Fulton, Mississippi. We had a plan. We thought it was a pretty good plan. We were going to leave early March, go down to Mobile Bay, cross the Gulf of Mexico, and then take our time down through Florida. Unfortunately, best laid plans.
Yeah, we had a looper friend that called us about a week ago, and we knew that there was an issue with one of the locks, but I think we thought it was fixed. So kind of back to square one. It's kind of interesting. Our one daughter wants to come visit, and I had to make up a schedule in last month so that she could create flights. And I told her, the one thing I said, you just never know what might happen. Well, this kind of put a monkey wrench into our plans.
What's happening is there's several locks we have to get through still. There's a lock in Demopolis.
4 days south of...
Is that Mississippi?
Yeah, well, I think 4 days south of travel.
So the lock had a major malfunction. A piece of concrete, probably the size of our house, fell off. Nobody expected it. There's really nothing anybody could do about it. So the lock's closed, and it doesn't just affect Retriever, it affects commercial traffic, millions and millions of dollars of commercial traffic up and down the river. So until that's fixed, nobody can go south or come up. And I'll say a little bit about that in a minute, but just totally upset our plans. So I'm going to tell you a little bit. Some people watch this that know us. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're planning to do, I think. Let me say one other thing, and then Lorraine, you can comment on where we are. And there is one option, which my lovely wife
Next.
will not do it.
I was trying to be open-minded, but...
She's not that open-minded, and in reality, it's probably not a good option. We could get back up to somewhere.
It was Alton or Paducah and go down the Mississippi.
And go down the lower Mississippi. Almost no loopers do it. It's 1,000 miles. There's 2 marinas, so you have to stock for 5, 6, 7 days at a time.
You're anchoring too.
You can only get fuel 1 or 2 places. You're anchoring night after night after night. And the thing that bothers me the most is there's no services. Like, you can't call Boat US, come get me.
Well, there'd be nowhere to take you. There's,
Yeah, I would do it probably with the right conditions, but not with a single engine boat that's at the age of ours. So there's a few other people on the website considering it that I'm talking to, but I don't see anybody that's overly thrilled about it.
and that's what loopers did 30, 40 years ago before this 10-tom waterway was built. And it cuts 300 miles off of the trip. So instead of going to New Orleans, you go to Mobile Bay, because we'd have to go back a week, down 2 weeks, then we'd have to go from New Orleans to Mobile Bay. So it would cost us probably another 3.5 weeks, which puts the schedule, for meeting our daughter in Florida, just kills that to pieces. I just...
So we've already killed the Florida trip. The
Yes.
one thing that
Well, not for us.
No, but the one thing
The meeting.
the one thing we've said early on about the Mississippi River, the thing you gotta love, it gives you 3 or 4 knots push, but it's still 1,000 miles. It's still
Some of the days were 80 miles, which is long, and even with the current, that would be great. But the 6 days of anchoring, 5 or 6 days of anchoring in a row with no facilities.
well, and there's one other issue that whatever, it's a sort of a no-brainer, I guess, but there's a lot of stuff floating, trees. It's just I'd have to be desperate to do it.
Worse than usual. And we did consider it, but maybe for a day or so. But
So you want to explain what the new plan is?
so the new plan is, we spoke to our daughter, and we had decided that maybe we have plenty of time now. We'll still stay home probably an extra month, but we have plenty of time to go down. We were going to do a side trip maybe to Chattanooga. Possibly, but we both hate going backwards. But I think what we tentatively decided is we might go back to Green Turtle Bay. When we were there, it was late October, kind of rainy. It's a really nice resort, and probably in May would be really nice. So,
and it might be one of the nicest marinas, plus it's one of the best marinas for service.
Yeah.
It has a pool, a spa. That if you watch the video where we went to Patty's in the rain in a golf cart,
Yeah.
and there's a yacht club restaurant that was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, we really like that.
So Tracy's birthday is May 1st, so I'm hoping
May
that,
5th here.
I mean May 5th. I said May 5th. Did you hear May 1st?
I did, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's all right. I said May 5th. But I'd love to take her and whoever she's traveling with. I think her friend, travel companion. So that's the plan today.
Yeah, so I just looked at that. That's going to be about 225 miles and 6 travel days
Backwards.
Meeting her again at May 1st, and then maybe leaving there the 3rd, and then it's 6 days back to Midway. We just don't really know when this lock is going to open. When we were stopped for the 4-month lockage stop,
That was planned.
that
We
was
knew
planned.
about it.
Everybody knew about it. They were pretty much on time, and that's what we heard. There was one that wasn't quite done, but they do follow pretty much to schedule. But we're hearing anything from May 1st to May 30th. So,
And this is the Army Corps of Engineers, so they're not really accountable to. Although there is a lot of pressure to get commercial vessels up.
more so than pleasure craft, right?
All right, so here, I just want to highlight a couple things for future loopers. Nobody, as far as I can tell, nobody does the loop without some issues. These are cards, they're boat cards, and they're very important to us. And when you meet somebody or travel with somebody, we all have cards with name of the boat, usually a picture, your contact information. These are I don't know what's there. Could be 50, could be, I don't know. I didn't count them, but it doesn't matter. These are all people we interacted with. A lot of them have issues. We can follow them on an app that's called Nebo and so on. But I just got a text from one of our good friends that we like a lot. They got caught in a force F3 tornado
in Panama City, and I actually remember hearing about that.
So their boat, which is a 41-foot,
Meridian, I think.
Meridian, a pretty stable boat, is on now. It's on the land, and they won't even be able to get to it till April. So these friends are back in New York. I don't know what that means for their summer. There's also an issue of insurance when you go down into Florida after June 30th. Some insurance companies won't insure you. So that's all the details we have to work out. But I want to say this, and again, this is for somebody considering the loop.
You never know what might happen.
Once we get to the boat, which is 900 miles on a one-way rental and blah blah, we have to provision for several weeks. We have to make sure we have fuel. You don't just hop on the boat.
We have to recommission it. Everything was winterized.
Yeah, you don't just hop on the boat and take off. The first thing we do is we get up. First thing I do every day is down in the engine room. You check for obvious things and so on. Check the oil, check the transmission fuel, transmission fluid, and blah blah blah. Then I go up on the flybridge and I have to plug in where we're going, and I have to find it and plot a course. I have to set my radar and make sure that works. We're going to put AIS on the boat, make sure that works. So there's a lot going on there.
Let's freshen everything up.
And before we take off, we have to consider fuel, where we're going, which is never quite that cut and dried. What's the weather? What can we expect? How far is it going to be?
Yeah, we usually like to stick to sort of 40. Some days on the river were longer, just by sheer, there wasn't anywhere to go. Originally, when we talked about this, we were going to go back in April, and I realized, like, within a month of getting into the trip, that we needed to get started earlier because of going through Florida when it was hot. Well, now guess what we're doing? We're going through Florida when it's hot. We're going to be in hurricane season. Our insurance company, it's not much of an issue. I've asked the question 3 times. They want to know if you're sitting for more than 30 days. That's when because then they readjust the premium. So we'll have a new adventure. Who knows what will happen on the second part of our loop.
And that's part of what I loved about it. Maybe not what Lorraine loved about it. So anyway, hang in there with us. Again, I don't do these videos for any reason other than I want anybody that's interested in to be able to follow it and maybe learn something. So I guess the next thing I may post might be a month or two. It might be when we go to Midway.
Yeah, I don't see that we'll be on
to recommission.
For about 6 weeks. I'm hoping to be down there.
Get out. We're not going to sit here. One thing I refuse to do. This is a trip of a lifetime for me. Everybody has health issues, but I have. I want to finish this before it's too late.
Well, I guess at our age, you're always looking over your shoulder. You never know. We have looper friends. One lady fell and broke her leg. I think another person had back surgery. You never know what might happen on the loop.
Nobody gets by unscathed.
I was hoping we paid our dues with the lock closure, and we got tied up there. But anyway, Randy made Cosmos. We had a beautiful day today in Pennsylvania, 60 degrees. It was nice to be outside, kind of get spring fever. So until the next time.
Hope that kind of lets you know who we are and where we are and why we're not where we want to be. So, cheers.